Hey guys, it's MJ, and this is a general reading for the collective for Thursday, March 26th. And I'm sorry I missed the collective reading yesterday. I don't know what happened to my day, but literally I started right like at 6 o'clock in the morning, got onto my computer, started to work, and before I knew it, it was 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and it's like my day just completely vanished. I have to say, I have never appreciated teachers as much as I appreciate them now. Juggling, a 10-year-old and work at the same time, it does make the day go by really quickly. So let's get started and see what the crows want to bring to our awareness. This is the energy that is available to us. It is present at this time. And, okay. Here we have the Knight of Pentacles, and the Knight of Pentacles is a very determined fellow. Although he kind of straddles that line, is he determined or is he stubborn? Is he focused or is he inflexible? So this could be an energy that could help us get through a very difficult time as we hunker down, right? We kind of think of that solid horse energy here. But it also may create a place of stagnation where you're not so open to perhaps looking at some other areas where change would benefit you in this life. So, you have to ask yourself right now, how is this Knight energy helping me, or is it hurting me? Is it helping me by staying on track? When I think about how a plow horse operates, right? They can't pivot easily. They can't pivot, from their course without a major disruption in their process. So, is that helping you though? Right? What if you need to make a big change? This may be an energy that is helping in that you're staying on task. You're not being distracted by the news cycle. It may be a sense of perseverance that you have going on. So this is where you as an individual have to look at this energy. It is here right now. It's calling to you, hey, the Knight is here to either help you, or it may bring to your awareness areas that are keeping you back, that are creating this time of being rigid, right? Where you're not able to quickly assess and change and pivot if you need to change things up. It is really hard to change things up when we're practically on lockdown. But this may be something where you're saying, well, I'm going to stay with this job, even though, it may not be the best for me right now, instead of looking elsewhere, right? It may be that you're saying, I'm going to stay where I'm living because things are just too difficult to move, and there's that sort of stubbornness that goes with it. So think about how this energy is impacting you. It could be helping you. It could be helping you, really stay focused, helping you have patience. Right now, we all need a great deal of patience as things are not progressing perhaps as we want them to progress. Businesses are not able to function as they once have. And so that can cause a ripple in our whole system. So you may need some more patience. But at the same time, you have to ask yourself, am I, just being patient, or am I, sort of staying in a state that isn't helping me because I'm too hard-headed to change? So let's see what the pups bring to our situation here, as this is the energy that is coming to us. Think about the weather cycle. We have the jet stream here, this energy jet stream. So and here we have the Emperor. So, you know, this is a time of holding yourself accountable. Either you're going to hold yourself accountable or somebody else is going to hold you accountable. So sometimes I personally find it easier if I hold myself accountable, if I kind of nip anything in the bud. It's like, why bring in outside influences here? So this is a really powerful energy we have going on, because we have this very heavy, domineering, forceful Knight of Pentacles, and then we have this real, just like this sharp-minded, authoritarian almost energy of the Emperor, who's going to keep you on task. So this Emperor is going to ask you to show your work, basically. What are you doing? You know, are you just hunkering in, hunkering down? Are you just being stubborn, or are you working towards your goal? Are you moving forward? You know, you can work in a slow pace, but are you still moving forward? So think about how the Emperor comes to you. You know, what areas in your life could benefit from having maybe a stricter process, or having, you know, any process perhaps in place. If you're waking up and you're staying in your pajamas and you're, you know, kind of checking in with work here and there along the day, and you're not really focused, well, the Emperor is going to come up and say, hey, you know, it's time for you to get a routine down. It's time for you to stop pretending you're on vacation, maybe, you know. It's time to get back to work as safely as you can. And even if that means staying at home, maybe get out of the pajamas. I know this is really hard, right? But creating structure. So the Emperor is here to help you create a sense of structure, a sense of normalcy. You know, I find if you can have segments in your day, especially for those of us who work from home, it's really easy to just sort of become very relaxed, right? But I get up, I do my morning routine, just like I'm heading off to the office. I head into my office, and when I'm in there, it is work time. And so this is what I feel like with this Emperor energy, with everything happening right now. It's really easy to fall into a state of perhaps complacency, or just, I don't want to say laziness, because, you know, it's not lazy, but it's just, well, maybe it is for some. It's, you know, not putting in the work. So here, this Emperor is going to come in and it's going to hold you accountable. So it may be your boss that checks in with you and says, hey, how's that spreadsheet coming along? It may be, you know, your family who's saying, hey, I haven't had lunch in like 3 days. Can you please, you know, that would be my daughter right now. Can you please get back to a routine of making regular meals? So somewhere along the line here, we're going to encounter an energy that it's going to ask you to really just get back into the groove, get back into the mindset of the Emperor here, where your standards are high, you know, with yourself. Not just with others, but with yourself. So let's see. And you know, there is this golden apple here. When we do get back on track, when we do hold ourselves accountable, when we do stand up and become the leader of our lives, we take on that masculine leader energy that this Emperor has. You know, we are rewarded. It's not like we do all this and it's like, oh, there's no benefit. No, there's a great deal of benefit, you know. I mean, like I said, I would rather be the Emperor of my own life than to have somebody come up and say, hey, this is where you're falling short. So I take this as a sign that I need to perhaps get a little more strict with myself. Maybe get back, maybe create a more realistic routine that I can be held accountable to. So think about how these two areas come together, these two energies come together and play in your life. You know, are you working towards a goal? Can you approach the Emperor energy knowing that everything that you're doing is on task? you know? Or are you just digging your heels in and not really moving forward because it's easier just to stay hunkered down? It's more comfortable. The Emperor is going to call you out. You know, the Emperor's either going to reward you, or he's going to say, hey, this is where we need to shift things up a bit. And if you're hanging on to this heavy Knight of Pentacles energy and it's out of balance, when this energy is out of balance, it makes it really hard to pivot. It makes it really hard to create change. And the Emperor may be calling on you to do that. So let's see what the cats bring. You can see that face of the Doberman is not one that's going to bite your head off. You can see he has such compassionate eyes. He's almost like an older, you know, he's a leaner. I can tell. This Emperor here, he'd be a leaner. He'd lean into you. Be like, what are you doing? Give my energy some attention right now. And the cats bring the Two of Wands. So it's time for you to really figure out where you're going. It's time to make a decision. And it may be one where, yes, there's going to be a call for harmony and a call for keeping things in balance. But this may be your time to hold your future in your hands. This may be the time for you to hold the world. This is a decision that is going to have a major impact on your future, but also it's going to impact others. So the call here with this Two of Wands is when you're holding yourself accountable, when you're moving forward, when you're, you know, figuring out what the big plan is, when you're laying down those seeds, you know, that you're sowing here, those around you may be impacted. So the call is to decide when you make this power play, use your intuition. This little crow here sitting on the world, use your intuition, use that part of you that can analyze a situation, listen to your gut. What makes sense? What's the best move for you? Is it time to make a power play? Is it time to tell your family, hey, you know what, my job is insecure now and we've got to make a change? Is it time to let go of this stubborn energy of the Knight of Pentacles? Is it time to face some reality here? Because that's what the Emperor is going to have you do. He's going to help you face some reality. And in that reality, this decision is going to impact you and perhaps those around you. So if you're the one making this big move, be sure that you're doing it in a way where you still maintain balance with those who you care for, because you're going to need them. You know, they're there as well. They're part of your world as well. So yes, there's a big decision coming up, and it is one that's going to challenge, I feel like, this Knight of Pentacles energy. But no, with this Emperor here dead center, whatever you decide, it's your decision. You're going to be the one to have to stand up and defend it. And you may have to defend it to those who will be impacted. You'll be held accountable. So I hope this makes sense. Much love to you. And yes, I do sound congested. I am not sick. I am merely congested. I take my temperature every day. I am paranoid about being sick. So much love, and I will see you tomorrow on Friday. Whoop, whoop. Peace. Bye.